When you look at it from an outside perspective, picking what game you are going to platinum or complete next is a really easy process. At the end of the day, it's just picking something and playing it to completion. From a trophy hunter or a completionist's perspective, it's something way more complex. It all stems from the fact that trophy hunters are completionists way outside the scope of the games they play. They tend to be people who have huge gaming backlogs and that overthink about what they are going to play or experience next. I'm currently playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and it's not uncommon for me to think and plan ahead about the games I'm going to play next. Either because I want to play something I've had in my collection for a while, or because I want to start a franchise that I've never tried getting into before. Once you get to huge gaming collection sizes, you tend to plan things out either you want it or not. And this is the point where a lot of people start to get a little sidetracked in this hobby. First things first, when picking a new platinum trophy is asking yourself multiple questions, such as: do I like the genre I'm about to play? Why am I picking this exact game? And what does playing this add to my knowledge or platinum collection? Knowing why you want or don't want to play a game before you play, it's a good way to fend off the bandwagoning thoughts everyone has nowadays. Instead of playing something that's popular to platinum like a Souls game or a Spider-Man, try to think of something that will really make you fulfilled and that will be an enjoyable experience for you, not for others. The easiest and quickest way to make yourself hate this hobby, and this is something you probably have heard a lot, is to play things in order to get others' acceptance. At the end of the day, nobody really cares about what you've platinumed if we're being really honest. And if I had to give my personal take on this topic, I'd much rather look at a diverse platinum collection with unique games that are unique to you and to your style of gaming, because I know that that person really enjoys the games they play and probably have good insights to give about said games. You also have to take in consideration the factor of burnout when picking your next platinum. Let's talk about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This game takes an estimated 200 hours to complete. Do you really think that playing another multiple 100-hour game after this one is the right choice? Sometimes taking into consideration the length of games you plan on completing also helps in the decision process. Have you just played a huge game? Maybe play 2 or 3 shorter games in the meanwhile. Not only will you be clearing more of your backlog, but you won't be tiring yourself in the process. The same idea goes for playing games that are too similar to each other back to back. If you just finished a JRPG, it probably isn't a good idea to go play another one right after, seeing as you will most probably get burnt out pretty quickly in the process. Keeping in mind all I've said until now, there are even fun ways you can have to pick your next platinum trophy with the help of some friends or other people you know. If you and a friend of yours are trying to decide what to platinum next, maybe picking 2 or 3 games from each other's backlog that you are curious about is a good way to create discussion about said games whilst completing them in the process. One way I personally like to motivate myself and get ideas for next platinums is going through other people's PSN profiles. From recent trends on YouTube and the rise of gaming backlog content in general, I'm pretty sure that I'm not the only one that does this. I love seeing what other people are playing to get ideas for games I want to play myself. If after all of this you don't know what to platinum next, which happens to me sometimes and will happen to a lot of you eventually, you can also go back to games you have already played and beaten but not gotten the platinum in. Unless you are a god gamer platinum trophy hunter who has 100% completion rate on your games, you most definitely have games in your collection that you can go back to and platinum. An easy way you can do this is by using PSN Profile's Trophy Advisor tool. What the Trophy Advisor does is basically taking a look at the games you've already started, calculating the rarity of the trophies you are missing, and ordering them by easiest to get into harder to get. You can see that in my case, the game the Trophy Advisor tells me to play is Rise of the Tomb Raider, a game in which I have 3 trophies because I played it on the PS4, it was bugged, so I abandoned, and now I'm probably going to play it on the PS5. If you want a really easy way to keep picking your next platinum trophy, just complete the game that has the first trophy on your Trophy Advisor, then do that again and again until you have nothing more. For my last tip I have for all of you today is try to be organized. Like everything in real life, being organized goes a long way in making the entire process of picking something easier. If you know where everything is, it's easier to find what you want. I know that personally, having my Google Sheets where I put the games I've already beaten in green has been quite the help in deciding where I want to take my gaming next. There's a lot that can be said about picking a game to play next, but eventually it all comes down to personal traits. At the end of the day, you will be the one who picks what you play next despite of everything. All you can do is make that process easier on yourself. Before finishing this video, I'd just like to give you a little warning. Don't be so harsh on yourself with your planning. Sometimes you will have your next games planned, and when the time comes to actually play them, you might not feel like doing so. The trophy hunting hobby is all about having fun while balancing your mental so you don't make something that's supposed to be fulfilling into a chore. Last year I bought Star Wars Jedi Survivor in August, a game I was so hyped to play since the day it was announced, and I planned to play it as soon as I could. But since I wasn't in the mental space to play it and enjoy it to its entirety, I waited to be mentally ready for it and beat it only in the beginning of this year, and it was an enjoyable experience because I was in the right space to go through it. So when thinking of picking your next game, think not only about the game in itself, but of the experience you are going to create around that completion in specific. To add to this entire mentality concept, you also have to plan out the games you are never going to play. Sometimes while going through this process of searching for a game to platinum next, you will find games that you have that you definitely don't want to complete and you don't even know why they got in your collection. In that case, you should never feel forced to play something that you don't want to, and you can just leave it be because nobody will judge you for not wanting to play a game that you paid for with your own money. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like as it always helps a lot, as all of you know. I'd be glad to take this discussion further in the comments, so if you all want to debate, I'd be glad to do so, and don't forget to subscribe if you want more platinum trophy or gaming backlog related content, as those are topics I'm very passionate about. As I've said in previous videos, you are always free to add me either on PlayStation and on Steam. I haven't been on Steam, so I'm very delayed with friend requests. I know there are like 16 people who added me on Steam that I still have to accept, but I will do so when I get the time. My other profiles will be in the description, but other than that, this has been the Retro Den, and I'm out.